Dear friends, welcome to this week's edition of the Inspired Parsha. This week we have the incredible privilege to read through Parshas Chukas. Unlike every Parsha in the Torah, there's so many beautiful, rich Torah ideas, especially in the Hasidic world. But I just want to focus on one pasuk, one verse. This is in Bamidbar, chapter 20, verse 1. It says, "Vayavu b'nei Yisrael kol ha'eda b'midbar Tzin." The entire congregation of the children of Israel came to the wilderness of Tzin, b'chodesh Harishon, on the first month. Vayashev ha'am Kadesh, and the people stayed in Kadesh. Vatamas sham Miriam. Miriam died. Vatikaver sham, and she was buried there. The question is, here we're dealing with the death of Miriam. She was one of the greatest leaders of the Jewish people, certainly one of the greatest women in Jewish history. And her death is so quiet. There's just one verse that she died there and was buried there. You know, when Moshe and Aaron passed away, there's parts in the Torah that talks about the national grief, the public grief that was felt for losing such great leaders. Why didn't the Torah devote the same amount of words to Miriam? Why does it just say she died there and that's about it? And she was buried there. So the late great Rabbi Jonathan Sachs says something beautiful. He says that the lack of drama around her death is exactly the point. What does that mean? Because she led her life with quiet leadership. It was behind the scenes leadership. You know, she was the one who watched Moshe's basket from a distance in the Nile, making sure he was safe. That was Miriam's leadership. You know, the only public role we ever saw that she seemed to have was when she sang with the women. She led the women in song after the splitting of the sea. But generally, her leadership was quiet. It was behind the scenes leadership. But Rabbi Sachs writes, that's such a powerful type of leadership. Sometimes that type of leadership is the thing that gives life to the people itself. And that's why he goes on to say, that's why the Talmud says that, you know, because the verse says that the water stopped and they were thirsty. And the Talmud says that the well that accompanied them, this well of water, had suddenly dried up. What's a well? Rabbi Sachs says, you know, a well is life. It's water, but it's bubbling, it's flowing just beneath the surface. It's giving life, but it's just beneath the surface. That was Miriam. Miriam's legacy, the way she led her life, was that she was a leader, but it was behind the scenes. It was below the surface, but yet she was giving life to her people. You know, so often in life we think that leadership, Jewish leadership, means, you know, having a huge following, thousands of followers on social media, and making speeches or playing in front of crowds, speaking in front of crowds. It doesn't always have to be that way. Sometimes the greatest leaders are behind the scenes, the one who are holding up the fort, holding up everyone in place. That was Miriam's leadership. I want to give everyone a bracha, everyone a blessing. Every one of us, I believe, has the potential to become leaders. But some people are not meant for that public leadership. Some people are meant for that private leadership, that leadership behind the scenes. And that leadership, as we see from Miriam, can give life to the people. I want to bless everyone to find your role as a leader, whether it's a public leadership or the more private leadership. Either way, find your role to contribute to the Jewish people and to the world. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful Shabbos.